everyone. We'll start in about a minute. We'll just wait for everyone to show up feeding the class with me today on this beautiful summer day. So let's just take a moment. If you're gathering all your props, if you have blocks that may come handy, a blanket and a strap or bathroom strap or belt, and we'll start from sitting. So let's just take a moment. You can either sit in the hero pose, just like I am at the moment, on the blocks. I still need to sit this way because my knee injuries are slowly healing. So if you prefer to sit cross-legged, you do that sitting supported by the block or a folded blanket underneath your buttocks. And you can either rest your palms on your thighs, or you land your right palm in your left, like two elbows, one in another, and then your thumbs create a little circle and they touch gently. And we'll just take a few moments in here just for us to land, to arrive. Close your eyes very gently. It feels like they're just about to open up. This is very light. Let your teeth and your lips part very slightly. Tip of your tongue resting on the upper palate. Your body, your upper body is very tall. There's a sense of the energy moving through your spine into your crown, pulling your crown right up into the sky. And then you let your body soften off that vertical line of energy. So there's no tension anywhere, just softening. There's also no collapse, just that sense of easing. And just take a moment and check in if there's anything dancing on your mind. Things that happened, things that have to get done later, all that jazz. Just acknowledge it. Don't get caught in anything, but see if you could find a simple way that works for you today to make an agreement with yourself that whatever it is that you need to look after and take care of, that you will, absolutely yes, but later, after our session, so that you can be really here, giving yourself a gift of this time. Now, through the power of the intention, gather everything dancing on your mind into a bundle. Place that very bundle right in front of you. Take a deep, slow inhalation. Let go through your open mouth, folding out breath. Again, one more time. Let's do one more. Inhaling. Now imagine this very bundle traveling across this space and then completely dissolving into space. So you really let go of that luggage. And we think our thoughts are solid somehow, but they're as empty as the air bubbles, as light as clouds. So we just let them dissolve completely. And as you return back to yourself, I would like you to simply connect to your breath, to the subtle tactile sensation of the breath right around the edges of your nostrils. We're not controlling our breath, we're just mixing our awareness with the sensation of the breath. So whenever you notice yourself thinking, don't follow the story. The stories never end. Just come back to your breath, subtle tactile sensation right around the edges of your nostrils. seed of that stillness into our practice and into the rest of our day. With the eyes still closed, bringing your palms at your heart prayer pose. If you wish to join me for one gentle round of Om, inhaling together. Letting eyes open softly. Let's stay here. We started last week with doing pranayams, the breathing techniques, part of a yoga practice. So stay with that. We'll do Kapalabhati. So if you happen to had the food before the class, I hope not, then go very gently and easy. It's best to do on an empty belly. So the emphasis is on the exhalation, and we do it through our nostrils. So when you exhale, your belly moves towards the spine. Inhalation happens all by itself. We don't have to do anything about it. So we'll do about 60 expulsions, and if the pacing I give you is too fast or too slow for you, just follow your own rhythm. So light inhalation. Settle, and remember it's totally fine to do it very gently. It's very like a wing of a butterfly, very light. It still works beautifully. You may feel how amazingly energizing the breath is. So let's start from here, going onto the floor with the supine belly energizing before we go up into the Surya Namaskars. So if you have blocks and you're sitting on them, put them to the side, landing on our back. Arms along the sides of your body, straight legs. With the next inhalation, lift your left leg up. Take your hands around your left leg. Thread your fingers. So either Achilles tendon, calf or thigh. Exhaling, lift up. If you feel there's space to go a tad deeper, you lift your bottom leg off the floor. So you're lifting your shoulders up, but your lower back stays on the floor. Now make sure you relax your shoulders. If your neck is not doing so great, support your head with one of your hands. Exhaling, change slowly, right leg up, left leg down, pause. Exhaling, change. Exhaling, change. Exhaling, change. Exhaling, change. One more time, exhaling, change. Exhaling, change, and let's bring the knees up. Turn chest, open your arms to the sides. Shoulder height, palms down, a few spinal rolls. Exhaling, knees to your left as you turn your head to your right. Fluid moves. Inhaling up. Exhaling to your right as you turn your head to your left. Inhaling up, exhaling to your left. Inhaling up, exhaling to your right. Inhaling up, exhaling to your left. Inhaling up, exhaling to your right, and bring your knees up. Hug your knees, rolling from side to side. So now, instead of hugging your knees and your shins, get your arms underneath your calves and push it a little. Just give a little push just enough to begin to roll along your spine, along your mat. A few full spinal rolls. Try to create a momentum, squeaky floors, until it lifts you up onto your feet. It's okay to use your hands. And from Malasana, from squat, lift your buttocks up. Just dangle in front of your legs for a few moments. Grab your elbows, let go of your head. Bend your knees, let's roll up to standing. Head is the last one to come up. So now, if you have blocks, remember, if you don't have blocks, you can use dictionaries or collected works of Shakespeare. Anything that will support it. So I will keep them handy, frontages they're not. They may come handy. Feet about hip width apart, palms at your heart. So remember the breath connection. It's always there. This is what pulls us back. Whenever you notice yourself dancing away, pull it back. Inhaling, arms up. Surya Namaskar, reaching up, looking up. Exhaling, folding over like swan diving. Inhaling halfway. Exhaling, right foot behind, knee lands on the floor, front straight angle, knees hugging the middle line. Inhaling up, crescent. Lifting through your belly, your heart, shoulders relax. Exhaling into the downward facing dog. So in your downward dog, I want you to really feel that beautifully alive energy of this asana. So when you inhale, there's a sense you could stretch your mat further apart because the energy moves down through your legs into your heels, up through your body, down into your arms, into your hands. As you inhale, you really engage that. Exhaling, you let go of that dynamic, but you don't let go of your downward dog. With the next inhalation, come on up into the high plank. If you're okay with full and stuff pose, Chaturanga Dandasana, we lower about 8 inches above the floor. If this is too much, land your knees. One more thing for some of you want to add to that, you can try lifting your right leg up. If it's too much, don't go there. Inhaling. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. If this is too much, remember Cobra is always a good option. If you're lifting your legs, you'll go into Chaturanga Dandasana. This time you lift your left leg up. Optional, of course. Straight up, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg up. Exhaling, swing it forward. Foot down, back knee on the floor. Inhaling up, crescent. Exhaling, hands down. Inhaling, left foot forward, halfway up. Exhaling, folding, emptying. Inhaling, arms up. And into your beautiful heart, Samastitihi, neutral pose. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, folding, swan diving. Inhaling, halfway, exhaling, left foot behind. Knees hugging the middle line. Inhaling, arms up, crescent. Exhaling, stepping, downward facing dog. On the inhalations, engaging that a tad more. On the exhalations, letting go. Feel your breath, listen to your breath. With the next inhalation, high plank, exhaling, Chaturanga, right leg lift, optional, inhaling, up, dog or cobra. Exhaling, Chaturanga, if you're doing lift legs, straight up, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg up, exhaling, swing it, foot down, back knee on the floor, still inhaling, arms up. Crescent, exhaling, hands down, inhaling, right foot forward, halfway. Exhaling, folding, inhaling, arms up. And into your beautiful heart. Inhaling up, exhaling, folding. Inhaling halfway, exhaling, right foot behind, pausing for a breath. So this is where blocks or dictionaries may come handy. Bringing the forearms down into the dragon. Just make sure that you're feeling supported by whatever you're using. Let go of your head. If there's space to go a tad deeper, lift your back knee off the floor as you curl the toes of your right foot underneath. Pause. Feel that opening. As you inhale, your left shin moves forward. Energetically speaking, your right heel moves away. When you exhale, your hips move down without bending your back knee. With the next inhalation, we'll come up into variation of Parshvottanasana, lateral angle side stretch. My left hand, your left hand on the inside of your left foot, floor block. In this variation, right heel stays up. And open your right arm up. So even though I'm asking you to open your arm, I want you to feel your belly and your heart revolving up towards the sky like sunflowers, seeking the sun up in the sky. And exhaling, we'll move into the twist. Your right hand lands where your left was. Your belly revolves towards your left thigh. Open your left arm. Again, it's your belly, your heart, seeking the sun up in the sky. So now, as you exhale, land your back knee for a moment on the floor. Come on up with your hands on top of your left thigh, but very lightly. Curl the toes of your right foot, lift your right knee up. Now soften, let's start from softening the back knee a couple of inches towards the floor. Open your arms up, shoulders relaxed, Virabhadrasana 1. Now, straighten your back leg fully, but don't lift your pelvis up. You stay here, horizontally, engaging your core, famous core, or as we name it in Yoga Bandhas, lifts, locks. Exhaling, stepping into the downward facing dog. Flow, vinyasa, inhaling high plank, exhaling chaturanga, right leg lift optional. Inhaling up dog or cobra. Exhaling chaturanga, left leg optional, straight up. And then downward facing dog. Inhaling right leg up. Open your hip to your right, bend your upper leg. It's like we're trying to touch the left shoulder with the right heel. Let go of your head. Check your left foot, your left knee, don't let them twist. The left heel travels down towards the floor. Exhaling, swing it forward. Foot down. Back knee on the floor again. If you need a blocker, your dictionary, bring them on the inside. Forearms on that support, let go of your head. Soften. Curl the toes of your left foot, lift your left knee off the floor. Feeling the same dynamics, it feels like your right shin moves forward as your left heel moves away on the inhalations. On the exhalations, you press your hips down without bending your back knee now. From here, let's come up. Variation of Parshvakonasana, right hand on the inside of the right foot, knee touching upper arm, left heel stays up. Belly hard, arm towards the sky, sunflowers, seeking the sun. Up in the sky. Stay with your breath. We'll change into the revolving, left hand down where your right was. Belly towards the front thigh. Right arm up. Feel your breath. Listen to your breath. Good. Now, we'll land the hands on top of the right thigh. Back knee on the floor for a moment. Lift your back knee off the floor. Soften your back knee down to start with a couple of inches, arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. Straighten your back leg fully without lifting your pelvis up. Shoulders relax. Into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Inhaling high plank. Exhaling Chaturanga Dandasana, right leg up, optional. Inhaling up dog. Chaturanga, left leg optional, straight up. Down dog. Inhaling, left leg up. Open your hip to your left. Bend your upper leg. Check your right foot, your right knee, don't let them twist. Let go of your head. From here, exhaling, land your left foot next to your right. Bring your feet closer together. We'll go into side plank, Vasishthasana. So come into high plank. Remember variations here. So regular side plank. Straight arm, shoulder above the wrist. You stuck up your right foot on top of your left. Don't let your pelvis sink. If this is feeling a bit wobbly, or there's any problems with your wrist, you can either land your forearm on the floor, or you land your bottom knee on the floor, or you can land your right foot in front of your left, bending your knee. So always check in and see what works for you today. Always feel safe. Feel your breath. Listen to your breath. You can play with variations, lifting your upper leg. We'll slowly begin to go into more advanced versions down the road, and release into the downward facing dog. Vinyasa in between, inhaling high plank. Chaturanga, right leg up, optional. Up dog. Chaturanga, left leg optional, straight up. Down dog, feet together. Come high plank and rolling onto the outer edge of your right foot. Remember, don't let your pelvis sink. Whatever variations you did on the other side, stay with that. Feel your breath. Listen to your breath. And into the downward facing dog. Come up on your toes, bend your knees, lift your head. Like this, stepping or hopping forward. Inhaling halfway, exhaling, folding. Inhaling, arms up. Into your beautiful heart, stepping to the center of the mat. Let's pause. Feet about hip width apart, close your eyes, let go of your arms. Tadasana, the mountain pose. So if there's a mountain that you came across in your journeys, breathe that mountain in. Don't go out to it, breathe it in. And feel yourself merging with the stillness of the mountain. And let your eyes open. I'll do a standing flow. So when I'm facing towards you, I'll be like a mirror. My left will be your right. So let's step with our feet and legs fairly wide apart. Feet parallel. I'll start with Trikonasana on the right. So turn your right foot out, left foot in a tad. So you want to have your right heel, your front heel line up with the arch of your back foot. And your left leg is the anchor of your stance. You know, if you feel you may need blocks or Your dictionaries, keep them handy, because we'll go into some balances. Open your arms up, palms towards you. Hinging over your right hip. Notice what's happening with the left sacroiliac. Circle the arms. So your right hand either along your leg, or you can land it on the outside of your right foot floor or block, or a dictionary. If your neck is okay, look up through your thumb towards the ceiling. Otherwise, you look down. So we always engage our gaze and our breath, always staying connected. It helps to settle the mind, to develop and deepen concentration. So from here we'll go into the first balance, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon floating. So to start with, you can bend your right knee a tad, bring your left foot a little closer, hand floor block in front, lift your left leg, straighten your right fully, open your left arm up. So remember, once you begin to feel that, you are centered in your breath and you feel stable, you can begin to play with your balance by lifting your right hand from the floor, bringing your palms to the prayer pose, your heart. Because you discover that your front hand is not the source of balance, you can stay with your right hand on the floor, get hold of your upper foot into that variation. Looks like half standing bow, back heel moves away from my back. So now, land, exhaling, land, your left foot down, square your hips along the mat towards the front edge of the mat. You want to have your feet about hip width apart. It's not as long as stance as a triangle. Come halfway. You may want to keep your block handy on the outside edge of your front foot. As you look up, we'll go into revolving triangle, Parsavitya Trikonasana. Land your right palm on your sacrum, lift your left arm up. Take your left hand to the outside edge of your right foot, your front foot. Lengthen, revolve towards your front thigh. So again, if you feel that sense of connection, feet beautifully energized, your upper arm opens up. Palm facing towards the side. Exhaling, release, hands down. So now from here, come halfway, land your hands at your hips, elbows towards the spine. Let's come on up to standing. Let's pause in here. Walk your right foot forward a tad more. Bend your right knee. I'm squaring forward completely with my shoulders and my pelvis. Virabhadrasana 1, exalted warrior, warriors. Thread your fingers, index fingers up. Open your arms up, shoulders relax, looking either straight ahead or up. Pause. Feel your breath. So, we create a vessel with our body, and there's very beautiful, powerful energies arising from within. So feel that. You're the embodiment of power and grace. It's not outside of you. You are that. So from here, we'll go into the balance of Virabhadrasana 3. I'm a little close to the wall here, so I'm going to move away. But if this is a new territory, it's always good to have either a chair or a wall to help you with the balance. So lift forward. You can either have your arms in front or along to the sides of your body. Back leg lifts. Your belly, your heart are parallel to the floor. Crown forward, heel away. Feel your breath. So you have a wall. You can totally always use that. It's good sometimes at first to have that support, so we develop confidence with time. Now slowly land your back foot down. We're returning into Virabhadrasana 1. Shoulders relax. Into the pyramid, Parsvottanasana, inhaling, straighten your right leg. Exhaling, arms around behind your back. So either grab the elbows, reverse prayer pose, or thread your fingers, extending your arms, lift your beautiful heart up. Exhaling, come down. Chest wanting to land in your front leg. Arms over your back and forward. Inhaling, come on up. And let's step to the center of the mat. Into Tadasana, the mountain. Close your eyes. Breathe in the mountain. Really feel the stillness arising from within. And let your eyes open. Let's get our legs wide apart again. Feet parallel. Turn your left foot out, right foot in. So front heel lines up with the arch of your right foot. Your right leg, your back leg is the anchor of your stance. Arms up, palms towards me, hinging over your left. Circle the arms. Hand along or on the outside of your left foot. If your neck is okay, look up, otherwise look down. So take a moment in here. And then remind you the first round. So now feel your feet and your legs. The nature of the anchor. That's what anchors our energy in here. And then once you feel that, then and only then your upper body opens up with lightness like a beautiful big sail on a big boat into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon floating. So bending your left knee to start with. Hand in front, floor block. Right foot tap closer. Now don't let your left foot twist in. So lift your right open. Yeah. And then whatever you're playing with, if you're ready to go there, don't rush the process. Palms at your heart, prayer pose, or sit down with your hand, getting hold of the upper foot, moving that heel away from your back. Now from here, let's lightly land it, back foot down, square your hips along your mat towards the other corner. Now, feet are about hip width apart, come halfway looking up. As you come halfway, your left palm lands, as you say, from palm down, lift your right arm up. Take your right hand to the outside edge of your left foot as you lengthen, revolve to your front thigh, left thigh. And if there's space to go there, Parsavita Trikonasana, revolving triangle, you can open your upper arm as well. Your palm will be facing to the side. Upper shoulder relaxing. Exhaling, release. Pause, come halfway, hands at your hips. Elbows towards the spine, coming up to standing. So I'll begin to close the doors and move away. Walk your left foot forward. Bending your left knee above the ankle. Thread your fingers, index fingers up. Open your arms up, shoulders relax. Virabhadrasana 1. So recall that. You are the embodiment of power and grace. That includes your arms. Like a pair of swords cutting through. Is there anything you want to cut through? Feel that you're tapping into that potential in your heart. Into Virabhadrasana 3, so lightly leaning forward and lifting your upper leg, and either arms are long, in front and to the sides of your body. So your hips, your belly, your heart face the floor. Again, if you found it's still a bit of a challenge, you can use whatever support you have in front. Of course, beginning to let go of that down the road. Feel your breath, listen to your breath. And exhaling, land, front knee stays bent, let's come on up into Virabhadrasana 1. Into Parsvottanasana, the pyramid, straighten your front leg as you inhale. Exhaling, arms around, either reverse prayer, grab your elbows or extend your arms. Lifting your beautiful heart up as you inhale. Exhaling, come down, chest towards your front, shin bone, arms over your back. Inhale, and let's come on up. And let's step to the, again, center of the mat. Close your eyes. Tadasana. Feel your breath. Let go. Open your eyes. Alright, let's stay here. Let's step with our legs wide apart again. We'll go into Virabhadrasana 2. Turn your right foot out. Then toes of your left foot and pause. So warrior energy in particular, that's like really tapping into our own inner resources so we can use this energy and feel it, supporting our daily processes, our living. Open your arms up. Take a moment as you look over your right hand. If there's anything you want to stand up to in your life, in yourself, or both, see that right in front of you. Inhaling, bend your right knee. Keep your back leg strong and straight. Pause. Feel your power. Feel your strength, your radiance, your grace. Shining and touching the world around you. So wherever you go, whatever place, whatever people you immediately think of, this energy goes there. That's how powerful our heart is.
To Viparita Virabhadrasana, dancing warrior, warrior. As inhaling, open your right palm up, take the sky and front knee stays bent, exhaling, lift it up and over. Back hand either slides along the back leg, keeping your back leg strong. Or you can wrap your arm behind your back around your waist for as long as your hand lands on the inside of your front thigh. Gaze tips of the fingers if your neck is okay, of your upper palm. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, release, palms at your heart. Check in. Are you still here? No judgments, just awareness. Inhaling, arms up, palms stay down. Turn your left foot out, right foot, and take a moment as you look over your left hand. If anything calls, see it right there. Inhaling, bend your left knee. Keep your back leg strong and straight. So wherever in your life, wherever in yourself you feel you want or need this energy the most, see it going there. Definitely receive it. It's so important for us to know how to receive. Inhaling, open your left palm up, take the sky, and exhaling, lift it up and over. Viparita Virabhadrasana. Back hand along or wrap it around your waist. Feel that beautifully in a dance. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, palms at your beautiful heart. Prayer pose, check in. And let's again step light into the center of the mat for a moment. And we'll go into a couple of balances. Okay, so let's start with, it's been a while since we've done that. Let's do the Rudhanasana, the eagle pose. You know, if you prefer tree, it's totally fine. I know that by now you all know that. So the eagle pose, again on the mirror. So plant the image to your left leg. Lift your right knee up, hands at your hips. Bend your left knee. Try to land the bottom of your right thigh on top of your left thigh. If you can, you wrap your right foot around your left calf. If this is not possible, don't worry, go a bit lower. Now, eagle arms, the opposing to the knee, so left elbow up. Wrap up your right arm underneath and pause. This is all about harnessing the energy along with the balance. It's like eagles before they strike. We too want to know how to harness our energy so we have it to live our lives fully. And inhaling, let's come up. And release, pause for a breath or two. Tadasana. Let the eyes open. Look at the other side. Plant the energy to your right. Hands at your hips, lift your left. Bend your right knee. Land the bottom of your left hand on top of your right. Wrap your foot around your right calf if you're okay with that. If not, there's no concern. Right elbow up. Left arm underneath. Arms, eagle arms. And we just go lower. Just don't lean towards your toes. And just stay here. Feel that energy of your life force being harnessed. Also inhaling, coming up into Tadasana. Okay, let's take that into Natarajasana. The king, the queen of the dancers. One of my favorites. So, remember, it's just like what we did with the Virabhadrasana 3. It's okay to have a wall in front of you, or even to the side, so when you are losing your balance, you will have that support. So let's start with your right leg. You can either grab your foot, ankle on the outside, or in the inside. If you're grabbing on the inside, you open your palm sideways so that shoulder stays open instead of locking it. Either way is good. Slowly begin to breathe that right heel away from your back. When you feel the energy is lifted into your heart, this is the heart opening, back bend and balance. Three things happening simultaneously. You want to move that heel away from your back, always squaring forward, open your left arm up, and lean forward. The energy leans and moves forward through your heart. Just feel yourself being on the threshold, dancing in the middle of it all, happening all at once, as we know. Such a beautiful reflection of our daily processes. And let's slowly come up. Shake it loose. Front edge of your mat. Pause. Tadasana. Let the eyes open from here. So you can change the side so it remains as visible. So if you're grabbing the angle on inside, same thing. Palm opening sideways. Facing, squaring your hips towards the front edge of your mat. So that left heel is traveling away. You can notice my hips are facing forward. I'm never turning sideways. If I turn sideways, I'm going to lose my back bend. So when you feel the lift into your heart, open your arm and then moving forward. The energy moves up and through your heart. And we just dance here in the middle of it all. And let's breathe it out. Shake it loose. Let's step to the front of the mat. Feet together. Tadasana for a breath. We'll go into Utkatasana before we get down to the floor. So keep your arms along the sides of your body. Go low down with your buttocks. Remember, it's a chair pose, not a stool pose. Go down. Don't lean on your toes. So now from here, lift your arms up. Keep your shoulders rolling down. Once you've settled, we'll go into the twist. Okay? So lift your left elbow up. Hook up your left elbow on the outside, not on top, on the outside of your right thigh. Palms prayer pose, deep twist, looking over your right shoulder. But if you want to go a tad deeper, open your right arm up, left arm down. Don't lift your buttocks in when you do that. Staying low with the buttocks, torso arms up over to the other side. Palms either prayer pose or extend your arms. Staying low, torso arms up, stepping into the downward dog, vinyasa. Inhaling high plank, exhaling chaturanga, right leg up. Inhaling up, dog. Chaturanga, left leg up, straight up. Down dog. Now into the back bends on the floor. Come on up to the high plank. Either land your knees or slowly lower down. Chin, forehead on the floor. You're going to take a breath in between. Settle. We'll start with Bhujangasana, Cobra, either low or high. See where the energy wants to go today. Palms on the floor underneath your shoulders, elbows up. And the elbows in your torso, but if you're more inclined to do variations, Sphinx, that's always great. Either way, tucking your tailbone slowly, let's breathe it up. So in low Cobra, we don't use the strength of the arms. But if you want to go higher, if you feel that invitation, you add your arms. Now make sure you're not lifting your shoulders. Shoulders roll down and elbows hugging torso. If you go into high Cobra, Raja Bhujangasana, your legs move wider apart. If you're in low Cobra, legs stay close together. And let's breathe into that. Feel that beautiful energy of Cobra. It's a reflection of our innate ability to rise above whatever obstacles we may be facing, moving forward into our life. And let's slowly breathe it down, head to the side, and take a breath, and let it. I'll do one more Cobra, low Cobra this time, because there'll be a transition, go into another asana. So palms underneath, elbows up, slowly breathe it out, Bhujangasana. Take your arms around behind your back, either grab your strap or thread your fingers, extend your arms, lift your beautiful heart up. Check in with your lower back. If your lower back says yes, lift your legs up. And let go. Head to the side the other way. Deep breath. Another breath. Alright, let's take that into a Dhanurasana. It's going to be 2 or 3 more back bends. So head to the center. Forehead, chin down, get hold of your ankles. Remember, your bow is a bit much. You can do half bow, whereby you grab on the one ankle, the other arm in front of you to support the lift, or repeat low cobra or locust, okay? Or go into a child's pose. Check in, always check in. Inhaling first, exhaling, press your feet into your hands, lift up. You want to feel that you're pulling a string of the bow. Arrow through the heart. Before you come out, the last exhalation, expanding, and let go. To the side. Deep breath. Okay, now remember, I'm going to go through it for a while so you can have the option, especially if there's, if your lower back is a question mark. I find this is always very helpful. It's a variation whereby you do bow posture, landing your belly on the block. So probably better for you if you do that you move your mat over your block. For me, by now I'm really used to that. So it'll be my belly landing on that. Bend your knees, get hold of your ankles. If you don't like doing that, stay with the regular bow. Inhaling first, exhaling, press your feet into your hands, lift up. So if you take this variation, you will notice that in this one your thighs move down, so they stay on the floor. What lifts up is the upper body more. Arrow through the heart. And the last exhalation, expanding, and let go. Get rid of it. Just take a breath in here. Bend your knees, move your legs from side to side, and land your feet into child's pose. Knees a tad wider. Buttocks on the heels, arms in front or at the side. Rest your head down. And let's come on up. Ustrasana camel. So, been going through the block dynamic. A quick reminder, just in case there's someone new joining in today. So, you know, when you hear me inviting you to tuck your tailbone, or any teacher, what we do is we move our pelvis. It's not tailbone moving, it's the pelvis, right? So, what happens if I do it this way? It completely jabs my sacroiliac joint and crunches my lumbar spine. And if you repeat that asana or other asanas this way many times, that creates causes for injuries. So block in between the thighs, close to the perineum. So when I ask you to spin your thighs, the block will give you feedback. When you spin your thighs with the block, you'll notice the block moves in. Otherwise it's hard to feel it. So they will lift your sacrum a tad. So this is not a concern because we go further from here. So now when I ask you to tuck your tailbone, because you're spinning your block with your thighs, because you're spinning thighs and blocks move, and you won't be able to shove your pelvis forward. Not possible. Your body won't let you. This is what we want. So the energy, you really tuck your tailbone. It's a very minute move of energy lifting into the heart. If you can't go to your heels, you can curl your toes underneath. Don't worry about it. Just land your hands around your pelvic ridge or your buttocks or your thighs. Don't let your pelvis sink. Wherever you can. Now, heart moves up. Let go of your head, only if your neck is okay. Otherwise, you keep your chin in your chest. Relax your upper part. Suspended of our heart. Inhaling, come up. And let go into child's pose. Knees a tad wider apart. And let's roll up to sitting. Land your buttocks. Extend your legs. So there's going to be one more back bend coming down the road, but before that we'll do the counter pose. So we did back bend, so now we want to move the other way. Paschimottanasana, forward stretch. So grab your buttocks one at a time. Keep your strap handy if you have one and if you need it. So it's not just using the strap if, when you begin to fold over your legs, you begin to notice this, your back rounds, your neck disappears, nowhere to be seen for a while. I will know I need a strap if that happens. Either way. The energy lifts up, up, up. So never let it hang loose until Shavasana. Arms up with or without a strap. Now imagine there's a big energetic ball in front of you, so whenever cut through that, we move our body over that. And then either my strap or my hands over my feet. Now check in if your lower back is a bit iffy, you may want to bend your knees just a little. Otherwise, you lift up and over. Now, if some of you are really open along the hamstrings, you can add a block or two in front of your feet. Shoulders roll down. What lifts is belly into the heart, heart moves forward. Not my chin, my heart. And then we stay and let it happen. Never forcing anything. It doesn't work. Force and yoga are not very compatible at all. Inhaling, coming up, and release. Good. So now, twist. Let's start with your right leg, right over your left thigh. I know some of you have been doing the full variation, or just variation, Ardha Matsyendrasana, where we fold the bottom leg. Either way, it's correct and it's great. Right arm around. So I don't lean on my arm, it props my body up like the pillar, my fingers point away, shoulder rolls down. Hugging your shin with your left, lifting tall, revolving to your right. Head is the last one. And of course, if there's space for binding, for some of you can get hold of your hands, but don't force anything to happen. This twist is so simple and so powerful. Move whatever may be stagnant and unfold. Fold your legs. With the other side. Left over right, so bottom leg, you either fold it or keep it straight. I'll do the straight leg variation with the side. Left arm around, hugging your shin with your right, lifting tall, revolving to your left. My left shoulder rolls down. I'll just pause. Unfold from here. Good. So let's come forward a tad. We'll do a little balancing thing. Starting with Navasana. So knees bent, feet on the floor. Grab your thighs. Lift your left heel, lift your right heel. Now some of you want to straighten the legs. And try, either way, try to let go of holding your thighs. So nothing to do with my jaw. It's holding the belly. Inner belly, the breath is in between, in between. It's never deep, it's never shallow, it's in between. And let go. Alright, we'll go into the balancing act. So arms around. Insert your middle index fingers from the inside of the big toe, thumb on top. Lift your heels up. So again, some of you may just want to be here for a while. Otherwise, you straighten your legs, keep your legs together, come up towards your legs with the upper body, relax your shoulders. So now, if you're okay with it, try to let go of your arms. Stay in Navasana. And land. Let's take 4 or 5 breaths to get down to the floor. Pausing for a moment. We'll do Setu Sarvang Bandhasana Fridge, and then I'm gonna show you all the variations. So bridge first. Tuck in your tailbone, lift your pelvis up, shoulders underneath, thread your fingers, press your arms down. Head on the floor, chin down towards my chest. It's like creating a bridge in between inner and outer. And let your arms open, land down. So now, variations, we'll go into the inversions, but some of you may want to do upward facing bow as well. If you're not inclined to do that, I'll show it, of course. But first, demonstration of the, just to remind you, if you're using the blanket, I suggest using it because this way we make sure that our neck is not getting crunched on the floor. It's also lighter to lift, and I would put my mat over that. Shoulders line up. If you are not, if shoulder stands and plow and shoulder stands are not the right thing for you, just stay as you are in the bridge, and then from the bridge you land your pelvis, your sacrum on the block or two or books, and then you lift your legs up. This is your supported inversion, okay? So before we get into plow shoulder stance, for those of you who would like to go there with me, Urdhva Dhanurasana, Urdhva upward facing bow, feet like in the bridge, palms underneath your shoulders, elbows parallel. So I would say lift your pelvis and then come up onto your crown first. Check in, are you okay to go up? And then you lift your heart up. It's like you're trying to kiss with your heart that wall that you see. Breathe into that, shoulders open. And slowly come down. Pause. If you feel, after the back bend, if you have done it, crunching lumbar spine, you may want to go for 3-4 breaths into a variation of Uttanasana butterfly. And then let's go into the inversions. If you're okay with the blanket, but remember, if you don't like it, it's totally fine by me. Just make sure your neck is not crunched, shoulders line up, swing your legs over. Halasana, plow. Or if you're going to supported bridge, you land your pelvis on the block, and now elbows close, palms around my kidneys, lift your legs either into half or full Sarvangasana, which is pausing here. So inversions are the most restoring part of the physical yoga, which is only one of the 8 limbs of yoga. So this is all about trusting how simple and deeply restoring that is. The queen, the mother of all asanas, the lunar cycle of energy. Stillness, cooling and calming. So of course in your own practice, if you do practice regularly, slowly begin to increase the duration of your inversions. You would want to go up to 3-4 minutes for as long as there's no health concerns, and slowly bring your legs down. If your toes land on the floor, bring your arms down through your fingers, otherwise stay with your hands around your pelvic ridge. And let your knees soften to each side of your head. Let's roll down. Get the blanket from underneath if you used it. If you in supported bridge, get it from underneath. Let's finish with the fish posture before Shavasana. So straight arms underneath my body, palms flat, up or down, point your toes, lift your chest, land your crown on the floor. Don't go into fish if there's neck problems. Feel that opening through your beautiful heart. And let go. Release your arms. Close your eyes, make sure you're comfortable. Whatever you need, support underneath your knees, cover yourself with a blanket, or a bandana over your eyes. I am going to sit to guide you through it, otherwise chances are I will fall asleep. It's beautiful when that happens actually, so if you feel that happening, let yourself go there. Just take a moment in here with me. Just feel yourself really landing after this gift of time that you gave yourself. Close your eyes very lightly. Imagine a very beautiful, spacious sky overhead. Deep blue, spacious sky. So as you breathe, I feel that the essence of that spaciousness is mixing with your breath, entering your heart, your beautiful heart, and every single cell of your body, every molecule of your being. So as you breathe, losing all sense of your physical boundaries, until you no longer know who is breathing. Is it you, or is it the sky? So whatever thoughts arise, they're just like clouds, floating through the spaciousness of the sky, leaving no trace. And what remains is the beautiful clarity and spaciousness, and profound inner peace, your very essence, your very soul, your very heart. Clarity and spaciousness, and profound inner peace. Profound inner peace. You have some time to stay in the vastness of that beautiful energy of your own heart. Just let yourself stay here. If you are ready to move into the next chapter of this day, as you connect to your breath, and gently begin rolling your head from side to side. And then with the next inhalation, open your arms up into a beautiful stretch. Land your feet on the floor as you bend your knees and roll over to your right side, fetal position. Rest your head on the inner arm. Let's slowly come up to sitting. Sitting with your eyes closed, palms at your heart, prayer pose. If you wish to join me for 3 gentle rounds of Om, or simply hold the intention at your heart, but let's take a moment first. Think of something for what you're grateful for today, however simple that may seem to be. And then think of someone for whose presence you are grateful as well, without whom your life would simply never be the same. And of course, if there's more than one being in your inner vision, you let your beautiful heart embrace them all. As we chant Om, imagine that the innate goodness of your heart is the nature of a rainbow arising from the vastness of your heart, reaching out, touching the hearts of all the people in your life, granting them sense of peace and sense of ease, and whatever healing they may need. Just make sure you send it to yourself as well, and all aspects of your life, inner and outer, inhaling together. Namaste. It was a joy and a pleasure to share this time with you. See you next week.